the change in legislation which we saw at the start of last year has been increasing the workload for police forces across the country quite considerably. I think it was impossible to anticipate the numbers of banned dogs that were out there, XL Bully types, and I know it was anticipated potentially that it might be about 10,000. But by the time the registration database was closed, it was actually in excess of 55,000 dogs that were registered, and that was by owners who were obviously acting complicitly. So what we've seen since that point is an immediate demand of 848 dogs that were surrendered by their owners who'd missed out on the exemption scheme, and policing had to deal with those dogs immediately, which were, you know, in a disposal method of euthanasia, because it is impossible to transfer those dogs to other owners. And since that time also, policing has seen in excess of 4,500 dogs which have been seized, which are Section 1 dogs by breed. So illegal dogs that have been reported by members of the community, of which we're very grateful, because these dogs were in the hands of individuals who weren't acting as was requested by us in relation to registering their dogs with DEFRA. I think what has happened with the legislation coming in, it gives us just one route to deal with dog owners, and that is to go through a court system. What would be helpful would be if we had alternative methods of dealing with people who were in possession of such dogs. I think all of us would agree that an unscrupulous dog breeder keeping their dog in abhorrent conditions, using practices such as ear cropping, artificial insemination, and keeping them in squalid conditions, they should definitely be going through a court system. But an individual who maybe inadvertently came into a dog that unknowingly they thought was not exempt, would potentially, if they're of good character and compliance, could potentially benefit from being dealt with outside of a court system. And I think changes in relation to that would be beneficial to us. And equally so, the existing legislation does not give us the ability to apply for any form of cost recompensation in any shape or form. So the costs for kennelling these dogs for sometimes large amounts of time while a criminal justice case reaches a court is really, really quite considerable.